Hey, this is Sam at Old Barn Taxidermy Tannery here in Iowa. I wanted to shoot just a short clip for you today on how I measure a deer head before you order your forms for your customers. This deer head was just took out of the tannery this morning. It's actually one of my wholesale customers going down into Missouri. I just pulled it out of the freezer. It's still a little stiff, but still I can give you kind of a little blurb here on what I do. A lot of people like to measure these things right off the carcass, and I'm not telling you that's not a bad idea. We do that here too. We'll get neck measurement, you know, right behind the ears, and then we'll do an eye to nose right off the carcass. But if you don't have it like that, and 9 times out of 10 when you get it back from the tannery, depending on who tanned it and what kind of chemicals they use, it's going to affect your stretch. And if you got that cape back at its original size, that doesn't always happen. I mean, there is some advantages and disadvantages on some of the chemicals you can use on the market. You can use some chemophores and stuff like that to do some relaxing and make a lot of give in these capes. But just for an everyday commercial work, I get it out of the bag. I'll just kind of groom it up to see if there's any major holes, either done by the hunter, skinner, or if we fleshed a hole in the hide. We try not to do that, but it does happen. This deer here apparently does not look like there is anything here on the outside that I'm going to have to cut out. And what I'm looking at that for is, if I have to cut out a small piece, it's going to affect the size of this cape when I have it done. So if, say, I had a hole here and maybe a hole here, when I get my measurement, I'm going to deduct about a ½ inch, because, you know, we're going to take and make kind of a football cut on this and gather it back together. But anyhow, this deer here is in pretty decent shape. I'll lay it out, like I said, kind of groom them out a little bit, and what I start doing from the back, I start gathering this hide up towards the front. You just bring it right on up. You can kind of see how that hide's starting to get larger. And I'll do it again. Just bring it right on up to the front. Just keep gathering it. Now you got that hide where you taxied it up, how it's going to go on your form. So now just get a regular yardstick, and I come in right behind the ears, and I poke that out till it hits that white patch, and I'll give it just a little bit, and I'll pull this right in half, and this comes right to 10 inches. So this is a 20-inch cape. Now if I was mounting this deer, that's the only measurement that I take. I get that right behind the ears. We mount on a lot of the suppliers' deer forms. We use a lot of Ohio. I really like their forms. Matuska makes a wonderful form. McKenzie. They all make great forms out there today, and everybody's got different measurements. They got 4 inches back and whatnot. I don't deal with that. I just deal right behind the ears. Now here in Iowa, in my area, the typical eye to nose is about 7.5, and I just know that from years of doing them. So I don't even take an eye to nose measurement unless it's something that's abnormally long or abnormally short, because I order 7.5, 7.75, and I figure I can taxi it one way or the other. But if you want to get a good measurement, just take your calipers, or you can just use your yardstick. And the key is, I've seen people pull them tight. Don't pull them tight. You want to lay that face nice and loose. And when you're doing your eye to nose, I want to roll that nose where I just barely see the start of the black of the nose, and come right up there, and just come back to your yardstick. You can see this guy's got a long nose. He's 8 inches. So on this one, I would probably order a 7.75 by 20. So, and that should fit on your form really nice. So I mean, a lot of guys, you know, I have customers say, can you put them on bigger forms? Can you make that neck big? Well, you know, as a taxidermist, we can only do what we can do. Pushing these things out on forms bigger than what they're designed to fit, you're just going to have problems in the long run. You know, I've done it. I've chased it. It does work. You can blow these things up. We use cape snakes to get an extra inch. I mean, there's all kind of tricks, and I'll do some videos on that in the future. But for this, if I was mounting this head with this hide on this, for a customer, I'd order, like I said, 7.75 by 20. So I hope this has been helpful for you guys. I've had a lot of people ask me, especially guys that are buying hides, or, you know, they're getting their stuff in already skinned or whatever. You know, I've had a lot of people ask me, you know, how do you measure, and I just wanted to show how to gather that up to get the best you can here. So I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget us for all your sporting goods needs. You can check us out on Facebook. We're on the website www.oldbarntaxidermy.com. You're welcome to give me a call anytime, 319-470-7035. We definitely wanted to do business with you, so hope you all had a good time with this and learn a little bit, and have a great day. Thank you.